This is part 5 of solving quadratic equations using the quadratic formula, which is shown here in purple. And in this video, we are going to solve this problem using the quadratic formula. Now, before you can use the quadratic formula, you need to simplify the problem and get it in the form ax squared plus bx plus c, and if possible, which it's always possible, eliminating any fractions. All right, so we need to square this left-hand side. Now, if you want to use the formula, you can, or remember this is the same thing as x minus 1/2 times x minus 1/2. Okay, so if I do the FOIL method, we have x squared minus 1/2 x minus 1/2 x plus 1/4 equals, now x over 2 is the same thing as 1/2 x. So you could write all of these as 1/2 x or x over 2. They're really the same thing. Okay, so we could combine like terms if we want right now, or we could just multiply everything by the least common denominator, which is going to be 4. I'm going to go ahead and just multiply everything by the least common denominator of 4. So I have 4 times the x squared minus 4 times 1/2. So I want to write that in green. 1/2 x minus 4 times another 1/2 x plus 4 times 1/4 equals, and don't forget to multiply by 4 on the right hand side of the equation, 4 times 1/2 x. Now keep in mind you could have simplified both sides first, or you could have set it equal to 0 first. It doesn't matter when you multiply by the least common denominator. So I've got 4x squared, and alright, see, 2 goes into 4 twice, so there's 2x. See, what I did was I eliminated fraction there. And 4 times 1/2, that's another minus 2x. 4 times 1/4 is going to be plus 1. And on the right-hand side of the equation, I have 2x. Alright, so we're getting closer. Now I need to subtract this 2x from both sides. So I have 4x squared. Now I've got minus 2x minus another 2x minus that other 2x is going to give you negative 6x plus 1 equals 0. So I've taken that original problem and I've got it into a form where it's easy to state the values of a, b, and c. So a is 4, b is negative 6, and c is 1. And now we can plug that into the quadratic formula. So put the video on pause and try that on your own. I like to figure out b squared minus 4ac first. That's just a personal preference. So b squared will be negative 6 times negative 6, that's 36, minus 4 times ac. That means a times c, 4 times 1, which is 4. So I've got 36 minus 16, which is 20. So remember, that's the part that goes underneath the square root. So I know I'm going to end up with the square root of 20. And by the way, 20 is 4 times 5. So I know I'm going to be able to simplify that square root. So now we're going to plug it in the quadratic formula. So x equals negative b. Opposite of b is positive 6, plus or minus the square root of 20, which I'm going to write as 4 times 5, all over 2a. Well, I got 2 times 4. So you can leave that as 2 times 4, or you can write it as 8. Now, I could simplify and take a 2 out of here, right? So that's going to give me 6 plus or minus 2 square roots of 5 all over 8. Now, in order to reduce a rational expression like this, you need to factor. So out of the numerator, I could factor out a 2. So I have 2 times 3 plus square root of 5 over 8, which I'm going to write as 2 times 4, so it's easy to see how I can cancel the 2's. Oh, I forgot to put the minus sign there. Plus or minus. So I have two solutions for x. 3 plus radical 5 over 4. And 3 minus radical 5 over 4. So here was our original problem. X minus 1/2 squared equals x over 2. And believe it or not, those are the two solutions. I'm not going to check it because checking it takes quite a long time. It'll probably take more than 5 minutes. You have to be careful. But if you do plug in, like 3 plus square root of 5 over 4 for x, and you're very careful and square this binomial, actually it'll be bigger in a binomial, etc., you will get the same answer on both sides. All right, so just keep practicing, and the key here is if you have a problem like this with fractions, clear the fractions first before you decide to plug in your values of a, b, and c.